2020 Tantra on Amazon, info in the description. Just did that ayahuasca. Um, how should I begin here? I guess with this circumstance, it's difficult because a lot of people will meet this part of themselves from different parts of themselves, I guess. So for me, once I encountered this external version of myself known as ayahuasca, or whatever you want to call it, thanks to my man Brock. Because I'd already smoked DMT years ago, but this right here is that ayahuasca. This is the paste that you can. Ooh. Anyway, sorry, Brock. Anyway, didn't do anything for me. But not to disrespect it, what I felt about it is the place where I reside from breath to breath, is so close to the place where ayahuasca takes you that there's no difference. There's no separation in that for me. First of all, I know it's food poisoning. You know what I mean? Ultimately, everything of the earth is poison for a soul. So it's different degrees of food poisoning. You know what I mean? It's either oneness or sickness. So you either have oneness, peace, or sickness, brokenness, different degrees of brokenness or angles of light instead of whole light or darkness. So you gotta just know that ultimately it's just everything that you put in your body is poisonous to your soul. So, because it's of the earth, it's not of the Father. However you want to look at that. It's not of the heavens or whatever, what you come from the nothingness that you come from. This is the material world, which is an illusion. So these poisons like ayahuasca, like any herb, they're here to remind you that you aren't from this earth. You are sick, your soul is sick, and to the point where it has took physical form. It got so crystallized it took physical form. It went from seeing to being seen. So it went from light to crystallized light out of pride. So it fell from oneness to brokenness. And in that process, you experience the different degrees of health or different degrees of sickness. So when you're sick but not fully sick, you take something like ayahuasca or marijuana or peyote or shrooms or some type of herb, whatever it is, and it makes you fully sick because it's food poisoning. And once you do something fully, then you can get past the experience and then move on to the next one and evolve. So you get fully sick, you induce the food poisoning, the body purges, then because you are the drug, there's no separation. There's nothing you can take that isn't in you. All the things you take trigger your body to release what's already there. So there's nothing you need or need to chase or have to go anywhere to do anything. There's no chemical that isn't in you that you can't naturally release and trigger on your own by controlling the breath. And that's another thing. Since I'm on top of my breathing, I don't feel like there's any earthly experience that I can be under the influence of. I'll always be on top of the influence. And I have to lose my breath to get lost and start leaving my body unconsciously. You consciously leave the body or unconsciously. So the only way to do it is to chemically induce fever, food poisoning, however, whatever. So then I can block some senses. So then I can start to lose my sense of self and then leave my body unconsciously. So it's basically like, the poison being medicine in a sense, where it's bringing the sickness to a head so that you can get past it. And every other time too that anybody's ever explained these DMT experiences or ayahuasca experiences, it has never been any different than when I had extreme food poisoning or alcohol poisoning. And then I'm so cleared out and fasted for the 2-3 days afterwards that the next dreams are so lucid and so ripped out of my body that it's the same as a DMT, what people describe as ayahuasca trip. So, but now that since I've been controlling the breathing for years, and I consciously leave the body every day as soon as I get into it, it's no point. It's like it's like I want food, but I'm buying food stamps to get food, kind of. Like why? Like I'm already there. Why do I need to poison myself to get back there? Kind of deal. You know what I mean? It's more so like you block other parts of you so that you can see the parts of you you've been ignoring. So I haven't really been ignoring. I've been completely present. So the cup that I'm in is full. So there's no separation. All right. So in a dream, if you're in a dream or whatever you want to call this, a dream, trip, whatever. If you're in a dream and you have a fear, everything is you. So why would you fear anything? But if you have a dream and you see something that instills fear in you, or you feel fear when you see it in the dream or in life, whatever. If you don't face it, then you fall to it and you fragment into it and its energy eats you. But if you face it, then you realize that it is you, and then it has to return to its source because you are the source. So in the dream, you face the fear and it gets closer and closer to you because it's returning to its source and dissolving back into its source. And then you have it. It's within you. You've assimilated and integrated at that point instead of disintegrated. If you shy away from the fear, then it becomes the source, and you give the power up. And then you, as your energy in your body is eaten alive, and then you go through this whole process of going through the chute, reincarnating. And if anybody can follow me that far, they know about the chute. So that's about it. That's really about it. Ayahuasca is food poisoning. But not to say it's a bad thing. It's just to induce the sickness to realize how sick you've always been this whole time. It's not, but that's everything. Marijuana, whatever. You might meet a person that can do this for you and bring oneness. Because it's just about oneness. Oneness is where the state, the true state. Everything else is brokenness. So the transcendental experiences or whatever, those are on the way to the oneness. So if you reside at oneness, why would I leave to come back? I gotta poison myself to experience where I'm already at? Don't make sense. So the only way to lose the oneness is to lose the breath. So you take the chemicals, throw the body off, you get distracted enough to stop breathing or breathe really shallow, and then you start losing yourself. It's the same thing when you go to sleep and pass out and you release your DMT naturally. You lose track of your breath from your day's work, and you go to sleep unconsciously and pass out. And you have a detached experience that you barely retain because of your energy not being prepared for it. You're not in homeostasis. Prepared is homeostasis. It's total balance of yin and yang. Emotionally, mentally, all levels. But all these chemicals are poisons that just further poison you, bring you to that point of critical mass, then you evolve. So nothing good, nothing bad, just is what it is. 2020 Tantra on Amazon, info in the description. I'm also on Venmo, and you can get all the books, consultation, whatever you want. Let me know, hit me up. I'm on Instagram too.